Hey, hi, hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Blair. Welcome. I hope you subscribe and follow along. I do vlogs, I'm a dietitian, I just talk about healthy food, recipes, meals, grocery hauls, all that fun stuff, and then just share my everyday life. But like I said, I am a newly registered dietitian, and I know I have a lot of people who watch me who are RD2Bs, which are registered dietitians to be, if you are not familiar and you're just watching this video. But I wanted to kind of outline my advice, how I passed my registered dietitian exam, kind of my background in my journey and how my internship, just quickly, like all that. But mostly I want to break it down into 4 things that I did, 4 tangible things that I did that I know for a fact helped me pass the Registered Dietetic Exam, okay? In the description box below, I will have all this info listed that I'm about to talk about, plus timestamps that you can jump to if like you don't care about my history of my RD experience internship, which I get. I just have been asked that question before, so I wanted to just address everything in this one video. But if you only care about the exam tips that I have, I'll put the timestamp for you to skip to it. No hard feelings. A little bit about me, my name is Blair. I am originally from Chicago. I decided to go back to school. I had my first degree in journalism and marketing from the University of Missouri. I graduated in 2015, worked 3 years downtown in Chicago. And again, this is gonna be really quick, you guys. I just wanna give you some background. I worked downtown Chicago for 3 years, decided to go back to school in January of 2018. I had obviously no science background because journalism and marketing did not require any science classes, which is honestly why I chose that field in the beginning. But because your girl is not a science person, which is funny because now I love it. So I went back to school, just at a community college, started taking like basic science classes, like literally Chem 101. I had nothing. Okay, so if you guys are thinking about going back to school, just know that it is doable. And I did it during a pandemic too, which was wild, a little crazy. And then I applied to a RD program and I got accepted into the University of Illinois Chicago, so UIC's coordinated program, which essentially guarantees you an internship as well as finishing your RD hours with just like credits and all that. I really wanted to do a coordinator program just because it was the quickest. Also, it guarantees you getting a master's as well, which is going to start being required, I think, in 2024. But if you are already a dietitian, you'll be grandfathered in, whatever. I'm not personally going to go get my master's. I was planning on it, but then again, with all this transferring and moving, it just didn't make sense for the new school that I was going to. I got accepted into the UIC coordinator program in that summer. Matt found out that he was moving. He got relocated within his job down to Houston, which is where we currently are. And I was like, I'm not doing long distance. Like, we've already been together for so long. We've already been living together for a year. I was like, I don't want to do long distance. I'm coming with you. I had to retract my acceptance offer to UIC, and then I quickly scrambled. This is like all in July and classes start in August. So find a school down in Houston who would accept me, who had a dietetic program or a nutrition program, finish out my classes with them, my DPD classes, and then I applied to the University of Houston's internship program, which I highly, highly recommend. It is a 6-month internship program. If you are new here, every dietitian has to do an internship program, which is where they do their clinical rotations and all of their food service management, all those rotations in order to sit for the exam. So we call it an internship, but it's not paid. It's so stressful. It's just, you know, you've heard about clinicals and all that. That's what it is. And I was able to find one that was a 6-month program. University of Houston's program, I cannot recommend enough. I love the program. I love the director, Claudia Scott. She's amazing, so helpful. And they accept 2 rounds every year because it is 6 months. They have 2 separate sessions. That's not usual, not typical. Because it is 6 months, it is very jam-packed. But I like that because, like I said, I was going back to school. I was older. I just wanted to get it done, you know, like get my shit done and get going. Okay, I did that. I worked at NASA because NASA is here in Houston. I worked at some of the best cancer hospitals in the world, MD Anderson. I worked at LBJ. I worked with Cisco for my food service. I did community at a country club. I just had such a good, well-rounded experience, and I cannot say enough good things about it. Done within 6 months. One thing that was great about the University of Houston's program, if you did your DPT courses through University of Houston, you got to apply for a pre-select, which was amazing in itself because I didn't have to go through the match process, filling out die casts, didn't have to do any of that. So unfortunately, I don't have any experience helping and doing that because I was fortunate enough to get accepted into the pre-select program just based on GPA, my application directly to University of Houston and so forth. I know match day just happened for this year's internship, and I hope if you guys are watching you got accepted or you found a program that was right for you. Now let's cut to the chase, all right? The thing that we are all here for is how did I pass my RD exam? Again, I have 4 things that you guys can do literally after watching this video, and I can guarantee 95% that you will pass the exam if you do what I did. I'm not some genius. I don't have like a photographic memory. I have to study for a long time. I have to really work in order to have success when it comes to like exam taking and all that. So I'm not just some like savant that can look at something once and be like, got it. I wish, okay? And no shade to those people because I am so jealous of you. I made a list and I wanted to quickly walk you through. So with my internship program, they were kind enough to provide me with the Gene Inman review. If you guys have not heard of that, I highly suggest purchasing or getting your hands on somehow, if someone has a copy of it, the Gene Inman review. Okay, one second. The Gene Inman review. I say that because not only from my own experience, but before I took my exam when I was studying, I asked a ton of current RDs what they use, and everyone no doubt said Gene Inman. So Inman review, and I'll have all this stuff linked down below as well, just for quick reference. Inman review, 100% recommend. And I'm gonna talk about different reviews that I took. Other things I did, everyone uses Inman as kind of like the gold standard. Inman review, I was also able to get the audio files with that. And so what that is Gene Inman herself. I can still hear her voice in my head today, to this day. That is a core memory just ingrained into my mind, is her voice. I don't know if it's a good thing or not. Either way, it's true. I printed out all 4 domains of the Inman review. Make sure you're getting the updated one because they did just update the breakdown of the 4 domains on the exam, so just in 2021. So make sure you're getting the most updated reviews when you're doing this. I printed out all of it, all 4 domains. It was a lot of paper, okay? You just gotta get over that. And then I went through and I listened to the audio while she walked you through, and I highlighted and I took notes because she mentioned certain things, or she emphasizes certain things that you really need to know, which you wouldn't just be able to tell by reading it. So like the audio files did help me a lot. And also I am an audio visual person, so it's nice to have like a 2-in-1 kind of thing. All right, so first step, get the Inman review. Ideally get the audio files with it if you can, okay? Second thing, I probably studied for a month before the exam, which depending on how dedicated you are, I was studying like 12 hours a day. So just keep that in mind. If you don't have 12 hours a day to give, I would start studying like 2 months before. I was so lucky to have a friend recommend to me the best program that I could ever have done or found or taken. I was able to find an online tutor, basically. Her name is Miriam. She is so kind, and she has a Facebook group that I will have linked down below, the direct link to apply to her Facebook group. To get into the Facebook group, it is free. She posts different questions. There's a great support of other RD-to-Bs in there. I highly recommend, if you don't do anything else from this video, at least join the Facebook group. Again, I'll have a link down below. Let her know that I sent you. You'll have to fill like a quick little like 2-second questionnaire, just like how'd you hear about us? Just put my name, let her know. But I want to specifically talk about her 7-week program. I have it written down here. That is coming up on April 11th. It is starting, and it is 7 weeks. It'll go till May 30th. So April 11th to May 30th. But the thing is, if you want to join it, you have to confirm by April 8th. So that is this Friday. So I want to get this video up ASAP so that as many of you guys can see it as you can, to confirm your spot. If you tell her that I sent you, she'll give you $50 off the program. It is priceless though, you guys. Like, if I had to spend money on something again, it would be Miriam's programs. So I wasn't personally able to do the 7-week program because I found her honestly too late. I didn't have 7 weeks from when I found her, from when my exam was scheduled. But I had a friend one of my dear friends who took her 7-week program, passed with flying colors to the exam. She got like a 29 on the exam, amazing score. And she said that she owes everything to Miriam in this 7-week program. I joined later, like I said, but I was still able to take her extensive review, which is a 4-day crash course. And she goes over things like MNT math problems. You have a mock test in there. And it's just like, there's so much information jam-packed into these days. If you're going to do the 4-day extensive review, I recommend doing that within like 2 weeks of your exam, so you have time to review afterwards, like 1 to 2 weeks before your exam. But if you have time to do the 7-week program, I cannot stress it enough. I wish I would have done that, just in order to not cram as much that the 4 days were. But again, if you aren't able to and your exam is within 7 weeks and when you're seeing this video, have no fear. Just join her group. She posts extensive reviews. Also just like random study guide or study groups throughout the week that you can join for like $35 a session. And it's like 3 hours of incredible information. And it's all via Zoom, so you can be wherever you want. She is on the East Coast, so just depending on where you are, make sure you're looking at the time difference because I'm Central Time, so like I was always an hour behind her. So just like remember that she's posting in Eastern Time. But she is so sweet. You can email her. She's so responsive and just such a nice person. And like a woman-owned study group. She just wants the best for all of her students. You can tell she's not like paying me to say this or anything. I just genuinely loved her program, and I studied for like 3 weeks leading up to it, just knowing the Inman review. I went through the Inman review pretty detailed, but then having that extensive review and talking to her and having her walk me through and really emphasize like certain things that I had to know. She shows you so many shortcuts, you guys. Like I was going bananas trying to memorize so many formulas, so many random things that she was like, you don't need to know this. Here's a quick tip. Don't memorize these scoop sizes. Here's something you can do quickly to figure it out. Like, but in so many different ways. And that is in itself, again, priceless. So she prices her stuff already so low compared to any other tutors that I've found online. And they're all live sessions. So it's not like a pre-recorded session just like sent to you. It's live. She's there to answer questions for you live. If you don't get something, you can stop her and ask. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, if you sign up for the 7-week program, she offers things like a pre-test on the first day. And then you take that test again towards the end of the 7 weeks to see where you're at. And then you get a mock exam. Plus you get all the MNT math questions and just so many valuable things that honestly, if you know, and I've talked to other RD2Bs while I was studying as well, they're like, this was the best money I've ever spent. And it helped them so much. And I do want to tell you, like, stress that you still have to prepare prior for if you're doing the 4-day or 4-day extensive review. But if you are going to do the 7-week, you have to, you know, put in your own time every day as well, like reviewing what she's talking about and all that. But it's 7 weeks and you're done. I cannot stress it enough. Like to me, the price was worth it because if I failed the exam, I'd have to pay another like $200 to schedule it again. And then I'd probably pay to do her review if I didn't do it the first time. So that would be another X amount of dollars. And it just, I can't stress it enough. And I know I sound like a broken record and I've been talking about this for way too long, but huge. Cannot stress her program enough. If anything, just join the Facebook group and keep an eye on it. She'll post certain study sessions that you can join, like a la carte, just like for the $35. Or again, if you want to start that 7-week review, you have to sign up and let her know by April 8th. Okay, all that information is going to be down below. All right, moving on. So Inman review, Miriam's 7-week program. Third, Pocket Prep. This is an app on your phone that you can download. It's now called I wrote it down. Oh, Medical Pocket Prep. And then you just go in and you sign up for the RD exam. And they give you a daily question every single day, which I love. I think it's like 800 questions in their test bank or something. So many questions. So I did the daily question every single day, and then you can make your own quizzes. So I would just start off by doing like the 10 quizzes a day. Like I'd probably do like 3 or 4, like maybe like 50 total questions. So like do the 10 question quiz 5 times. The best part is though, when you get a question wrong or even right, it shows you an explanation of why that answer is right and then why the others are wrong. So not only memorizing things, because memorizing is not going to get you anywhere with this exam. There is so many subjective questions or situational questions that it's not memorizing to an extent. Like you have to know more than just like the answer. And I've never seen a same question like repeated twice. So just, I want to mention that, and that's why Miriam was so helpful, because she gave you a bunch of shortcuts and like ways to get around that. I did the daily questions, and then once you start getting a few of the questions under your belt, like 100 questions or so, 200 questions, I made a custom quiz on the app for questions that I got wrong or areas where I wasn't scoring as high, and then they would pull questions from that domain specifically and quiz me on those. So it's very customizable. Again, it's on your phone, so it's something I would do when I was like waiting for gas or like waiting for my water to boil on my computer, on my stove, like cooking dinner. Something where you don't have all your study material out, but it's still something that's handheld and easy for you to do on the go. All right, and then final thing that I recommend 100%, and this helped me more as like towards the end, right before I took my exam, probably like a week out, was the Chomping Down the Dietetic Exam podcast. There's only like 16 questions or episodes, but they are so freaking helpful. And I actually talked to the dietitian who runs it, and he said that he had to stop the podcast because he's currently getting his like PhD, and he also had a new baby, so like he was super busy, but he plans on doing more. But the 16 episodes that he has up now are so helpful. He gives you really good mnemonics and ways to remember certain terminology, which was something that helped me a lot, because there are certain things that you do have to memorize, which I know I just said like don't memorize certain things, but I mean like don't memorize questions and like certain answers to questions, because they'll change like certain words in it. Like nothing's ever the same that way, but there are certain terms that you have to like know what the meaning is, and he just gives you like really great mnemonics on remembering that. He is really cheesy, and I'll give you that. It's kind of endearing, kind of sometimes being like, all right, let's wrap it up, like I get it. But overall, great resource to use once you've gone through the Inman review, once you've done Miriam's reviews, once you've been doing the pocket prep for the whole like month plus that you've been studying. This is something that I would do like at the like a week or 2 out, when you are just deciding like, all right, I still have questions on this certain topic. He'll give you kind of a different way to think about it. Those are the 4 foolproof ways that I am guaranteeing, if you truly do them and if you dedicate yourself to all 4 of those, I think all of these in tandem with each other are like the perfect cocktail to pass your exam. I passed it on my first time. I scored well above the passing 25. I mean, I cannot recommend these enough, and I just want to get this video up quickly. Hope I didn't ramble too much. I'll try to put timestamps in the description box below. I want to get this up to you. This is my no-fail pass the RD exam from a current 2021 RD prior student, now registered dietitian, and it was my first time, and it was a month of crazy studying, but doing all 4 of these things in tandem was the only thing that got me through it, and I cannot recommend them enough. So, most important thing if you want to do this 7-week program to get in by April 8th. Again, I'll have it all linked down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Usually my videos are more like, you know, high energy, more day in my life, funny, you know. But I really want to just cut to the chase of this video, get it out in the most digestible form. Because we're dietitians, we like to digest things, you know. Let me know down below any questions you have. You can always DM me on Instagram as well, follow me there. And yeah, I hope it was helpful. Good luck to all my future RDs. I'm so proud of you. You guys got it. You literally have to tell yourself every day, like, I have this. Like, this is in the bag. I've done everything I can to study and set myself up. That is my biggest thing. Start early. Start early. Set yourself up for success. Use these 4 tips that I have, and I promise you, you'll pass the Registered Dietetic Exam. All right, you guys, thank you so much, and I hope you found this video helpful. Now go crush it. A world full of all of our cute little RD selves, okay? Love you guys. I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.